Thank you for tuning in to Daily Recap. I'm JB Buno.
I'm Noelle Webster.
I'm Katrina James.
And I'm Barbara Gossett.
We said last week that our episode of Daily Recap was going to be the last of 2008, but I guess you could call us liars. We had to do one more before the holiday season, before the year closed out. So this will be the last ATV broadcast of the 2008 year, and thank you for tuning in. This is your news. A lot of the news today has been revolving around the Bush administration and how they plan to handle the bailout programs for General Motors and Chrysler, as well as Ford, the big three in terms of the American auto industry. Basically, a statement that came out by the Bush administration early on Friday said that they are going to take money from the banks, the money that they were going to use to save the banks, help bail out the banks, and Wall Street to rescue the American auto industry. This came minutes before the stock market opened on Wall Street, but we'll get to that in a second. The statement from Bush basically said that they're going to allocate a lot of that money to saving General Motors and Chrysler, which is in the biggest trouble of the three. This comes after Thursday's news that a $14 billion bailout plan for the American auto industry was not passed. A lot of people in the Senate, mostly Republicans, were against the idea of allocating $14 billion to save the American auto industry. So as of now, this entire situation is in flux after the $700 billion bailout plan approved by Congress in October. A lot of people feel that another $14 billion for the American auto industry is silly. But what ended up happening this morning, Friday morning, is that the Bush administration came out with that statement just before the stock markets opened, and basically what ended up happening was it led to a 200-point drop in the Dow Jones, basically as the markets opened. So basically, communication between the political world and the world on Wall Street is certainly having an impact on the economy. What ended up happening was General Motors shares dropped 19% and Ford went down 8%. And Ford isn't even considered in as big of trouble as General Motors and Chrysler. So as of now, there's still a lot happening with the bailout plans proposed for the American auto industry. Be sure to follow the news, check out New York Times, CNN. They will have up-to-the-minute news in terms of what is going to be happening with the American auto industry. But we really do hope that this does get fixed, because we would love to see the restoration of the American auto industry in terms of global competition.
All right, well, if you live on Empire like I do, we weren't so lucky around 2:30 or 3 in the morning when we lost power due to this massive freezing rain, I think is what they call it, or an ice storm. Around 5 o'clock in the morning, I don't know about the other buildings, but I know in mine, all the RAs came around knocking on the doors, making sure we know what's going on, know the rules, no candlelight vigils or anything. Making sure we don't sleep through our finals like I probably would have if they didn't come let us know about this. They're working on it as best they can. It's really not in their hands, it's in the hands of the city of Albany, so stay tuned and hopefully we'll get it on by the end of the day.
So where were you when the power went out last
night?
night?
I was in bed, fast asleep, and around 5 o'clock I was woken up by the bang, bang, bang on my door.
Oh wow, so you could have slept right through that.
I could have easily missed my 10 o'clock test this morning. Wouldn't have been fun. It's crazy what we have to do now. I've taken camp in the campus center, staying up there, keeping my phone charged, keeping my hair straight because of it, I straightened my hair in the campus center. You will too, if the power doesn't come back.
Yeah, I hope it comes back soon.
The actual number of homes and businesses that lost power are reaching 200,000. States of emergency have been declared, schools have been closed, commuting is very difficult, and apparently they can't get an estimate from the power companies to know when everyone's power will be back on. So people are thinking that they might not get it for several days to come. The roads are very dangerous, as they're not only very slippery, but the trees are frozen, so that they break and fall on the roads. And actually, if you are outside the Humanities building, you can see all sorts of trees just broken. All sorts of transportation systems are down here in Albany, so you might want to check on your ride home for break. So everyone be careful, and let's hope that people get their power back soon.
Yeah, it's actually, I live on Dushquat, and there's well, we have power, yes, but there's a huge tree, monstrous tree right outside of the dining hall that just collapsed early this morning because the tree itself froze and it just broke off.
Yeah.
So everyone, please be safe out there. I heard that the roads are treacherous, and Don't slip and fall and break your neck, please.
Now, in entertainment news, the Dark Knight DVD sales are through the roof. It sold at least 3 million copies in just 3 days after its release. It's made over $996 million worldwide. It's going to be re-released in January, trying to top the $1 billion mark. Now, have you seen The Dark Knight?
I saw it twice in theaters, actually once in IMAX. We were talking about this earlier, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I hope they re-release it in IMAX. It's just so pretty.
And aren't they doing a re-release possibly, or what's the
Yeah, re-release in January. They're going to try to top the $1 billion mark with the movie. I think it will pass the $1 billion.
So they probably can do it.
I think a lot of people are a lot of people should go back to the movie theaters to watch it because it's such a spectacle.
Yeah, there's so much hype about it, and it really is a great movie.
Yeah, it was excellent.
Speaking of movies, the Golden Globe nominations are in. It's the great award show that celebrates both movies and television all in one night. Some of the leads in the categories for Best Drama Film are The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, which opens Christmas, starring Brad Pitt, the new Ron Howard movie Frost Nixon, and Sam Mendes' Revolutionary Road, which reunites Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, who haven't made a movie together since Titanic. Some of the comedy movies nominated are Mamma Mia and Burn After Reading. In television, the drama series that seems to be getting a lot of buzz are Dexter, House, and the vampire thriller True Blood. Comedy side is Entourage, The Office, and Juggernaut, 30 Rock, which I believe won last year. Some of your favorite actors and actresses nominated: Anne Hathaway for Rachel Getting Married, Jeremy Piven for Entourage, Meryl Streep in both, I believe, the Best Actress category and Supporting Actress, which is fun when people get nominated for multiple things. Also nominated is Neil Patrick Harris for How I Met Your Mother, my favorite sitcom, and Heath Ledger did get a nomination.
Oh, so
Best
that's great.
Supporting Role in a drama movie. So even if he doesn't win, it was just really an honor for him. His family said that it was a big honor for him just to be nominated. Some of the biggest snubs though this year, in the television categories at least, were Grey's Anatomy and Desperate Housewives. Not one nomination for either one of those shows.
I heard Jeremy Piven's name out there. Anybody here watch Entourage?
Yes.
Oh my God, he's out of this world. Isn't he? Isn't he fantastic?
He's pretty much, even if you don't like any other part of Entourage, just watch it for Jeremy Piven.
Yeah, the character of Ari is just so fun to watch. I love Entourage, but that's great for Heath Ledger. I can't even think of words to explain how honored his family must feel after this Golden Globe nomination, and especially with the Oscars coming up in the coming months and nominations for the Academy Awards. That should be very interesting to see if he gets nominated for those as well. To flip things around a little bit, on the other side of the world, the cholera outbreak has gotten very serious. For those of you who don't know, there's a cholera epidemic in Zimbabwe. As of now, the outbreak has affected more than 16,000 people, and the number is growing. The death toll was, we reported on Daily Recap about a month ago about the cholera outbreak, and the number was in 500 in terms of the death count. It's now risen to 780, and it's showing no signs of stopping down. President Robert Mugabe said Thursday that the epidemic is over, that they have stopped it, that they have quarantined basically every area of the country so that it doesn't spread to more people and that the death toll does not rise. But I don't think that many people out there truly believe that. A lot of health experts out there are saying that the number of cases in terms of acquiring cholera could surpass 60,000 in the next year and a half, and that the country's population of 12 million is completely and totally at risk. So from everyone at ATV, our hearts and prayers are with you, and we really hope that the Zimbabwe outbreak of cholera stops here.
Now, in employment news, Bank of America expects to cut from 30 to 35,000 jobs over the next 3 years. It was considered one of the most healthy banks in America after it merged with Merrill Lynch & Co. And when it did that in September, it was valued at $50 billion. But now, I guess not. We all have to deal with the economic hardships today.
The economy is affecting everything.
Yeah.
In some other news, the 1950s pinup model Betty Page died yesterday at the age of 85. She was famous for her controversial photographs of her in little or no clothing, but she had helped set the stage for the 1960s sexual revolution and became an icon. She had been hospitalized for 3 weeks due to pneumonia, and she then suffered a heart attack and didn't regain consciousness. Paige's family agreed to take her off of life support yesterday. She was the subject of songs, biographies, websites, comic books, movies, documentaries, and I mean, people everywhere have her picture on their wall. So, you know, she certainly left an impact and will certainly be missed.
Yeah, she definitely will. In some other news, David Gregory has officially been named the new moderator for Meet the Press. He's filling the spot that was vacated by Tim Russert right after he died last June. Tom Brokaw was filling in for Russert while he was no longer with us, and Gregory will officially be taking over on the 14th, so keep your eyes open. It's right around the corner.
Now, in Albany sports, boys basketball, we recently lost our 5-game streak with 2 losses in the past week. We have a game tomorrow versus Canisius, the Canisius Grips, 7 p.m. Tickets are free with these student IDs, so go, and hopefully we'll get our winning streak back.
Yes, the Albany men's basketball team started the season 0-2. They actually won 5 straight games, and now they've lost 2 in a row. So maybe we have another 5-game winning streak in the books. We'll see. Hopefully, the first loss was actually one of the most anticipated games of the year. It was against Siena, our crosstown rivals for the Albany Cup. It was in Times Union Center. It was absolutely a very exciting game, whether you Albany won or lost. But we actually do have a highlight clip for you from Times Union Center. Like I said, it was extremely exciting, so let's take a look. Very exciting game indeed. Albany was able to rally after being down by double digits. They were able to get within around 5 points, but unfortunately, the Albany Great Danes fell to Siena 71-64 in the Times Union Center. Very unfortunate. I was there, being very exciting, but we'll get them next time. In professional sports news, for all you baseball fans out there, it has been one exciting week. The winter meetings are just concluding now, and there has been a lot of news in terms of Eastern baseball specifically. For all you Yankee fans out there, big news, the Yankees have landed pitcher CC Sabathia after the original proposal of $140 million over 6 years. It was bumped up by an additional $21 million and an extra year, so the total comes out to 7 years and $161 million. I don't even know what I would do with that much money. Play baseball, right. An absolute ridiculous amount of money. It's the most lucrative pitching contract in the history of Major League Baseball, and definitely without a doubt, CC Sabathia has huge shoes to fill. So Yankee fans, very exciting, but they know that CC Sabathia definitely has to earn his pinstripes. For the Mets fans out there, big news, because a lot of people feel that the collapses of the past 2 years in September was due to a bullpen that simply was ineffective. Billy Wagner, the ex-closer of the Mets, is finished in Queens. And this week at the winter meetings, not only was Omar Minaya, general manager of the New York Mets, able to sign Francisco Rodriguez, now the all-time single-season save leader, but they were also able to trade for the closer of the Seattle Mariners, J.J. Putz. So they have a solid 1-2 punch at the end of the bullpen, and I think that'll end any doubt that the Mets bullpen is not up to snuff. So basically, Mets fans, you can also rejoice as you have Francisco Rodriguez and J.J. Putz in the back of the bullpen. For you Red Sox fans out there, I'm going to forget about you. The Red Sox have offered a contract to catcher Jason Varitek. No news on how expensive or how long it is, but the contract is out there if Jason Varitek chooses to accept. This comes after last week him refusing arbitration, which put a lot of people on edge in terms of if he wanted to return to Boston, but he is the captain. We all know he wants to return, and a lot of people do expect Jason Varitek to sign with the Boston Red Sox and return for at least another year.
Now, in football news, Tim Tebow has won the Maxwell Award for the second year in a row. Now, he's only the second professional athlete, football player, to have gotten that. The Maxwell Award is presented annually to any collegiate American football player by a panel of sportscasters, writers, NCAA head coaches. Tim Tebow goes to the University of Florida. The Heisman finalists are Sam Bradford from Oklahoma, Colt McCoy from Texas, and Tim Tebow, of course, from Florida. Now, they're all quarterbacks. And the Heisman finalists, tomorrow, it'll be on ESPN on Saturday night at 8 p.m. So, stay tuned.
Yeah, it should be very exciting. Tim Tebow is considered the favorite, but Heisman Trophy, very exciting.
Yeah.
So in some music news, there have been more details released on Bruce Springsteen's upcoming album, Working on a Dream. For starters, the lead-off track is titled Outlaw Pete and clocks in at 8 minutes. And this is making it Bruce's longest studio song since The Rivers' Drive All Night back in 1980. Other tracks in the album will include Tomorrow Never Knows, Queen of the Supermarket, and the previously released My Lucky Day and Working on a Dream. It was also revealed that E Street Band's organist, Danny Federici, and his son, Jason Federici, will also be featured on the album. The album will be available January 27th on vinyl, and a deluxe edition that will contain a DVD will also be released. The album's cover was unveiled, so if you go online, you can check that out. And some other news, Bruce Springsteen will be performing at the Super Bowl, so that is also definitely something worth checking out.
Sure, as a big Bruce Springsteen fan, he's one of the best in the business when it comes to producing long tracks and making every minute of it exciting.
Just these awesome epics.
So I would not be surprised that 8-minute track is the best on the album. It's a very strong possibility.
Yes. And I won't lie, I watched the Super Bowl for the halftime show, so I'm excited.
So this is going to be a good one.
It'll be good. If you're looking to travel this holiday season by plane, just be aware that both Delta and American Airlines have dropped out of the federal safety program. This program is run by the Aviation Safety Action Program, and it's where the pilots are able to admit mistakes that they've made in case there was a crash without fear of being punished for them. Both PR departments for these airlines have said that they dropped out of the program because they don't like it and it makes their pilots look reckless. So just so you know, pilots aren't going to be telling you what they did wrong anymore. Just watch out for that.
So Time Magazine released something I look forward to every year, the top 10 of everything edition of their magazine. And a couple of notables. The one that surprised me the most was Time's #1 best TV series. Now, a lot of great TV series out there, a lot of big notables, but the one that actually ended up winning this year, FX's The Shield.
Really?
Any of you guys ever seen it?
I've seen a couple episodes.
Yeah,
it's not bad, but it's an FX show.
Right.
You wouldn't think that it would be #1.
Right, you'd expect it to come from NBC, ABC, or
Right.
Fox, but
Like
#1.
HBO.
Right.
Those are big shows.
And yeah, so FX, The Shield, apparently it's a phenomenal show. I do have friends who watch it. They say it's excellent, so they said it's the most compelling. So for anybody out there who's looking for a new show to watch, definitely check out The Shield. Also on this list, best movie. A lot of big movies came out in 2008. #1, animated movie, WALL-E. You guys see it?
I did see
I
WALL-E.
haven't seen it yet. Is it great?
It was adorable.
Yeah?
It was absolutely adorable.
That's all. I gotta check it out. But yes, Disney,
That would bring in
Pixar's.
more people, I guess.
Yeah.
Get everyone, kids to like old people. Everyone will see all you.
Yeah, no, basically best movie of 2008. Another one out there, best album. And I'm surprised by this. Lil Wayne's The Carter 3.
He's just winning all over the
He's
place.
winning
everywhere.
He's
Everywhere.
Yeah, you can't go to a single site about music or anything like that. You can't not see Lil Wayne everywhere.
Yeah.
I was on ESPN yesterday and there was something about Lil Wayne, so he's really...
Yeah,
he's-
like Michael Phelps was a little way before he swings.
Right, and I actually have some more about Michael Phelps in a second, but everyone listens to Lil Wayne apparently, or everyone... Yeah, everyone has something to say about Lil Wayne, whether they love him or hate him, everyone has something to say. Lil Wayne's Good Buddy actually won Best Song, and that was Kanye West's Love Lockdown. I thought that was also a little bit surprising. I don't know if it was the best song of
It's an okay
2008.
song. It's It's not the best episode album.
It's not bad. I would pick it for number one.
Right.
Oh, there's surprising picks.
Yeah. And top sports moment for all you out there who don't know, I'm a sports enthusiast. And number one was Tiger Woods defeating Rocco Mediate in the 2008 U.S. Open. And it wasn't revealed how big this was because he basically played on one leg, which says something because he had surgery just before the 2008 U.S. Open and then shortly afterwards. This beat out Rafael Nadal's 5-set victory over Roger Federer at Wimbledon. And all you Giant fans out there, it actually number 3 was David Tyree's catch in the 4th quarter of the Super Bowl, in which they defeated the New England Patriots in Super Bowl 42. But I was surprised that my favorite wasn't up there. My favorite sports moment in 2008 was Michael Phelps' come-from-behind gold medal victory in the 100-meter butterfly. For those of you who didn't see it, on the final turn, Michael Phelps was in 7th place, and no one thought that he had the slightest chance in the world. He actually was able to come back. It was one of the most amazing sights I've ever seen, and they actually calculated at 100th of a second. He actually defeated the Serbian Milorad Kadic. So
I'm surprised the Olympic moments aren't on
we're
there.
up there with the Summer Olympics, right? Being so popular.
So many records broken. I mean, there was a lot of swimming competitions where you'd see the line where the record was,
Right.
and then like all the swimmers.
Oh, very exciting.
Amazing athletes.
Yes, and one more on there that I have to share with you guys, the most awkward moment according to Time Magazine. And number one, and you gotta YouTube this if you haven't seen it, is George Bush, President George Bush dancing while to wait to meet with Senator John McCain.
That would be pretty
Just
awkward.
standing completely on his own. Obviously, everyone knows there's a camera on the president at all times, pretty much.
Yeah.
And he just starts dancing.
Just dancing.
No music?
Yes, YouTube. What's that?
Is there any
I'm not
music?
sure. I'm not sure.
There's
about
music
that.
in his
YouTube.
head.
YouTube. I'm telling
It's
you.
very funny.
Yeah.
So absolutely, great edition of the magazine if anybody wants to pick it up. Once again, Time Magazine's top 10 everything of 2008 list.
Surprising.
Oh yeah, no, it was great stuff. So this will be the last episode of Daily Recap. Actually, the last ATV broadcast of 2008. I'd like to thank you very much for tuning in. Everyone out there, have a very happy and safe holiday. Once again, I'm JB Buno.
I'm Noelle Webster.
I'm Katrina James.
And I'm Barbara Costa.
And we'll see you in 2009.